Hello and welcome to this wrestling debrief. And today we are going to review Chelsea's 1-1 draw with Arsenal. And I'm going to start with the positive that we didn't lose, but the positive is also a frustration because I feel like Chelsea at the moment, their record against the top six win-wise isn't great. I really feel like we need a statement win against one of the big teams to sort of prove that we're on the trajectory towards challenging for titles again. I know we're not there yet, but it would just be nice now to start beating some of the big teams. I thought that positive is also a frustration just because I feel like every game so far this season, Maresca's set Chelsea up to just not lose. And obviously, you don't want to lose, but you can't win doing that either. So I thought that was quite frustrating because you could see it in circumstances like Nicholas Jackson staying on when he's done nothing all game. He looked clueless up front. He couldn't hold the ball. And he's been like that against Man United. He was like that against Liverpool, apart from the goal. Um, in terms of his all-round play, and I thought he was like that against Forest, who are doing great defensively at the moment. And I just think I don't know what Nkuku had to do to come on earlier. I think if he makes some changes, Palmer was obviously suffering with his injury because he was towards the end sort of hobbling around. I just think these sort of substitutions would be a positive impact, just because I think Arsenal were there for the taking yesterday. I thought Casado and Cucurella are really coming to fruition. They're really looking the buys that we bought now, the players that were at Brighton. Cucurella pocketed Saka. Casado was just everywhere, absolute monster. He was quality, and I thought that sort of we're not looking bad. You can see the plans, a style of play, and I do think we're on the upward curve. But yeah, it'd just be nice to get a win against the big teams. I thought Pedro Neto's looking like a good purchase. I think he's got that Pedro Rodriguez about him where he's he works hard. He's everywhere, runs at players. That ball he put in where Gusto had to score from 2 yards out, where he headed it over. That was unreal. Minimal kickback. Literally had Ben White on tethers. So yeah, but Gusto has to score that, I'm afraid. And I thought the referee wasn't great. Every 50-50 he gave to Arsenal. And saying that, I just didn't think he was great full stop. There was a tackle, I think. Saka did on, I want to say Cucurella, where he come round and he actually got the ball and the referee gave a foul. So yeah, the referee and yeah. And then he booked players for Chelsea that he did book for Arsenal. Like Odegaard literally just took Neto out when he was on the break. Not Neto, sorry, he took Cucurella out when he was on the break late in the second half. Didn't get a yellow card. He for Havertz's disallowed goal, he let Arsenal take it quickly. And then when we tried to do the same thing, he brought it back. And yeah, I just want to say on Havertz, good karma after the club has only ever supported him when he was there. And when he was at Chelsea, I thought he was quite lazy, and he couldn't fit into any position. And Chelsea fans only supported him. He got the goal that won us the Champions League. And I think that ever since he's left, he's disrespected the club, saying he wants to score against Chelsea the most. Celebrated like crazy when they beat us 5-0 at the Emirates last year. Started shushing the fans yesterday. And I think it was good karma that he got the stick he got, and that he ended up with a bloody head, to be honest, because I think he was a disgrace. And I think that also Madueke has been a bit quiet for a couple of games now, and I think his attitude has been a bit of a problem. Yesterday, instead of staying out to support the team, went straight down to the tunnel. Now, I'm not aware that it was an injury, but I just think he needs to grow up a bit. I think that some of his body language on the pitch looks like he's just not interested if things aren't going his way. And he's a great talent. So I just think he needs to get back on form and improve his attitude. I thought Enzo Fernandez actually improved us when we came on a bit because I thought on the ball he's very good. He's very, especially going forward. And people will give him a lot of stick recently, but he's genuinely quality depending on where he's played. I don't think he should be playing in that like sort of flat two with Casado because that's not his game. His game's getting on the ball and distributing it forwards. Um, and one again frustration is Madrid. I think he comes on one of his best attributes is speed, and he doesn't use it. There's times in the second half where Arsenal were pressing us high, and they had a really high line. And I know Raya was sweeping, but if you come forward and then spin, you're beating Ben White for pace every day of the week, and then there's going to be a ball over to the channel. Then it gives Raya something to think about. But he just never does that. I remember Man United did something similar at Old Trafford last year when they beat us. Not last year, sorry, 2 years ago when they beat us 4-1 under Lampard when he was caretaker manager. And literally same thing happened. You had Sterling and Mudryk up top, and they literally didn't spin whatsoever. And it's like they're your good assets. You're fast, like you're faster than Maguire and the likes of that. So why aren't you using it? It just seems a bit brain dead to me. Again, no surprise here that the keeper should save Arsenal's goal, front post. Literally, if he curls it in the far post, then you've got to say fair play to him. But you've got to make sure he does not score at the front post. And again, easy. You gave me easy option, easy goal that you could have prevented. I thought the defence were a lot better today. But I still think that they need to get rid of this sort of rashness, shakiness that they look like. They never look like they're in control. They always look like they're nervous. And I think it translates across the team. But other than that, international break now, we've got Leicester. We've got a decent run of games, actually. We've got Leicester, Villa at home, Southampton away, Brentford at home. So, yeah, there's winnable games there. Tottenham away in between that as well. As I said, winnable games. So let's hope we can kick on now and get a good run of games together.